Yo, what up, guys? Mike here, Owens Pressure Washing. I am on my way home from my full-time job that I don't want to say I hate, because I do love it, but you know, who wants to work making a little bit of money when you can be making a lot? Anyway, I wanted to check in. It's been a little bit. I want to start making more action videos too in the field. But anyway, I want to fill you guys in. I had good news. I got a call last week for a community. Unfortunately, it's not a whole community. Well, it's the community, but it's just their clubhouse roof. They need that cleaned, and I put a bid in last week. Never even went to the place. I just pulled it up on Google Earth, and it was a tile roof. And you know, I put a bid in there. I put it a little more than I thought I would get. I don't know why I did that, but I'm glad I did. I didn't hear nothing for a week. I finally got a call back today, and well, this is also why I'm making the video. All right, so I have insurance, and you know, I have something called workman's comp exemption. If you're in Florida, you probably know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so she was asking for that information last week when I sent her the bid, and I sent it to her. I sent her my exemption and my certificate of insurance, my workman's comp exemption and certificate of insurance. Anyway, she called me today, left a message saying she needed my insurance information along with my workman's comp. So I was a little confused. I'm like, I sent it to her. But mind you, I've done a few commercial jobs, but none that's ever asked for my workman's comp. So I did have the exemption, so I just never really used it. Like, I never gave it to anyone. I always give my certificate of insurance to... I just put it in with my bid. So I put it in there as part of my bid, so this way they could, you know, look at. I feel like it makes you legit. Anyway, so I sent it in. Anyway, so I got a hold of her, right? And she's asking for my insurance information, my certificate of insurance, and workman's comp. So I tell her I sent that over. And she was like, oh, well, I need one that's up to date. So I'm like, well, maybe, thinking to myself, well, maybe I sent the wrong one. I didn't. Long story short, she goes, oh, yeah, I see it. And she's like, okay, but what about workman's comp? And I'm like, I sent you the workman's comp exemption. And she's like, what's that? And then she's clicking around, and then she goes, oh, okay, I see. You're good. And then I'm like, cool, no problem. You know, she's like, sorry, it's like a Monday again or something. I don't know, she said something. I was just like, haha, no problem. So then she goes, but I need you to update your certificate of insurance with me as the certificate holder, or the place I'm doing as a certificate holder. So I said, sure, no problem. But in my head, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? So I pull it up, I look at it, and there's a little slot that says certificate holder. So I called up my insurance guy, or I emailed him, sent over what I needed. I said I needed their information in this certificate holder spot. 10 minutes later, they send it back. Boom, they're in there. I email it over to them. We're good to go. And then she goes, oh, I need a W-9 form. I'm like, shit. In my head, I'm like, shit, what's that? I know what it is, but I never did this before. So I'm like, God damn it, I'm going to lose this because of this. So then, it's simple, guys. That's the point I'm trying to make. So what I did was I went on Google W-9 and on IRS.gov, pulled out a W-9 form. Actually, I can show you. I'm going to cover up just my address and my employer ID number. So there you go. That's all it is. And you put I'm a sole proprietor, or I'm single member LLC. So it's just you can check individual / sole proprietor or single member LLC. That's me. Probably most of us. Then there's C Corp, S Corp, and partnership. So you got to put your first name, business name, and then down here, don't put your social. You should have an EIN number. And if you don't, like I said, I'm not a tax guy. I'm not an accountant. So don't take my advice, but this is what I did. So you'd have to ask a professional if you were unsure. But it's pretty simple. I put my EIN number, my name, my business, my address, and then you sign and date, and that's it. So I sent that to her, and she said, we're accepting your bid, so if all this goes well tomorrow, I'll have the bid. So I'm pretty excited, guys. Like, I always kind of was nervous about the day that somebody was going to ask me for all this info, like actually need it. I know it's good to have just in case, but I just never had somebody actually me go through all this, which is a good sign. People are probably laughing if they're watching this, but I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. Just like I was always racking my brain like, oh, I hope I have everything I need, and it looks like I do. So if you don't have insurance, go get it. It's not much. I mean, the peace of mind of having it. If you're washing more than 1 or 2 jobs a week, you should have it. If you're washing more than 1 job a month, you should have it. And it's like $75 a month. In the beginning you might have to bite the bullet and pay before you're doing work, but it's worth it to have it, guys. It's nice to be able to deliver when a commercial company asks you to, you do a bid and they say, yeah, we want to go with you. I would hate to be the guy who didn't have what I needed. So make sure you have insurance. The workman's comp is situated. And yeah, tax information. Anyway, guys, I just want to check in with you. I've been doing pretty good, really good. Like, I'm getting calls, it's just like friends of friends on Facebook. That's my biggest hitter, I think. I get a lot of people who are friends of friends on Facebook because, I do a good following on Facebook, and then I also do a huge following on Google, my business. So I always post pictures. I always post, photos and posts. And I always try and get reviews on my page. And I just think that's important, guys. Just after you're done with the customer, you shake their hand, look them square in the eye, and you tell them, thank you for having me come out. This is what I do. I say, let's do a walk around the house. I ask them, how's everything looking? Oh, everything looks great. Or what's this little thing over here? I fix it. How's everything look? Everything looks great. Oh, cool. Look, that's all I'm here to do. I want to make sure you're happy. So let me know. Yeah, it looks great. Listen, I want to thank you for having me come out, giving me the opportunity to show you how well of a job we can do. And they're like, oh, no problem. And then before you leave, just look them square in the eye and say, thanks again. I just wanted to ask you, if you get time, if I send you the link to my review page, would you leave me a review? This way, when people search for me, they see how well work I do. And it helps me out so much. And I really appreciate it if you would do that. And when you hit them with that, they're not always going to remember, but I feel like I close more reviews that way than anything else. But anyway, guys, I got to roll. If you have any questions, comment below. Like, subscribe, and I will get back to your questions as soon as I can. And take care, guys. Wash on.